Okay, so I have my controller ready, and let's start with the set-driven key. So hold down the space bar under the key. There's going to be set-driven key set. Open the set-driven key UI, and I'm going to explain a little bit about this one here. So the driver is going to be the controller which controls the range. Okay, so I have range from 0 to 3. So while that the range is set from 0 to 3, the modeling is going to react with the controller. So you have to put the controller into the driver, and you can just click this load driver button here. And right now I just have translate X, so yeah, you can just click that one here. And the driven is going to be the object that is transforming, so by the controller. So you can select all the control modeling in here. Right now I just have 3, so you can just simply just put them all in here, or you can just do it one by one. So for example, I'm going to do it from the last part here, right? So last part is going to be this last geometry. So select the last cylinder and put it as a driven. Okay, so when this controller is set to 3, not 2, this is set to 3, the cylinder, the final look of the cylinder is going to be showing like this. So, and then from 2 to 3 range, this is going to go in. So you have to check what this translate is. This is going to be translate Y. So you have to select this translate Y and set a key. And when when my controller is set to 2, I want my this cylinder to go in. So you can just move it in here so that you can see that the cylinder is going in, and set a key. So you can check it out from range 2 to 3. It's going to show up and in, right? Okay, and one more thing you have to do here is when this is set to 2, I want this cylinder to show off from range 2, because I'm going to do the second cylinder to move in. However, as soon as I move in my second cylinder, the third one, which is going to be inside uh, the cylinder, the second cylinder, is going to show up. So the best way you can do is you can just turn off the visibility as soon as it goes below frame 2. So what I'm going to do here is, let's move it a little bit more lower. So on frame 2, wait, I'll just move it a little bit slightly more inside here, set a key. And even what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on the visibility when this controller is on 2, and I'm going to turn it off when this is below 2. So I'll just put a number like 0.9, 1.9, and I'm going to turn off the visibility when that is below 2. Set a key. So now when I move it, you can see that it's showing. If I hit 5 on my keyboard, it's going to go in and then disappear. Okay, next, let's do the second one. Put that as my driven object. And when my controller is set to 2, I want this translate Y to be as what I have here. Set a key. And then when my controller is going to move to 1 range, then I want my cylinder to move in here like that, and set a key. So now I have 2 cylinder that is coming out from this first cylinder. The same thing here goes on for the same thing. So when my controller is set to 1, I want my visibility of my cylinder, the second cylinder, to be showed on. Set a key. And when as soon as it goes below 1, maybe 0.9, I want my cylinder to be turned off. Key. And next, finally, I want to do my first cylinder here. So I'm going to put that as my load different object, and then when my controller is set to 1, you first have to think about what you want to transform. You can move it, or you can scale it. I'll do a scale for now. So select the scale, and by the way, you can select more than one attribute here for the transformation. Set a key, and when my controller is set to 0, I want my scale to be something like whatever you want. Set a key. So from here to here, it's going to create that transformable object. And one more thing before I finish this lesson is that you can see that every object is going to stop and then continue for from the next, yeah, from the next object. When the next object starts to come out, everything's going to continue right after. So instead of doing something like that, it's better to come out while the second, like for example, when the third one comes out, it's better while they have more transition between those two. Like while the second cylinder is moving, it's better to show up the third one. So instead of doing it like that, what you can do is you can select those geometry that you want to have some more transition. Select those and then Window, Animation Editor, and go to the Graph Editor. And you can see that because I set a key on the Translate Y and the visibility, you can see that there's two cylinders here, and they are, if I hit F on my keyboard, you can see that one starts and ends, and then the next cylinder moves, continue to move from there. So what you can do is you can select the visibility and the translate Y of the third one, which is going to be this line here. If you're not really sure, you can just select cylinder 7 or 8 from here, and then select that. And then why don't we move it to the left? So if I want to move it to the left, select all those keys and just minus equal, maybe 0.2, and hit enter. Then you can see that from here, from 1.8 here, which is going to be 1.8 to 2, there's going to be some overlapping movements. And this is going to show a better performance on the transformable objects what you created. So now if I move it, you can see that while the second cylinder is moving, the third one is moving together.